What is going on, people? I want to go ahead and give you guys a bit of an update as to what I'm doing with my familiars, what I have been planning, and what I have for the future. So the first thing is actually showing you guys the ones that I have maxed out as of right now. Of course, you guys already know about Trickstar, Gemming Gremlin, and the Goblin. Those are pretty much the ones that people maxed out right at the get-go. But there are a few other ones that I have maxed out. I'm going to go ahead and show you them right now. The first one is Strix. Increases cavalry max HP by 80% for 10 seconds when 10% of your cavalry troops have fallen. Obviously, you pretty much will only use that whenever you're sending on just cavalry. And then, of course, I did the equivalent of that for the other ones. This is the same thing, but for infantry. And then, of course, I also did Sorcerer, which is the same except for range. So I have two familiars that is going to be for range, cav, infantry specifically. Right now, for the third one, what I decided to do is I went with Aquarius for a couple of reasons. Not only is it a tier 2, meaning that it's much cheaper than the tier 3s, etc., but it's good all around. No matter what you do, this is a decent one to use. At the start of the battle, reduces enemies' army max HP by 15%. Now, here's the thing. Reducing army max HP to me was more valuable than actually increasing your army max HP, because in my case right now, I'm not really taking rallies, so raising my army HP isn't really a huge priority. But when I can reduce an enemy's army max HP, considering if you rally somebody, they may have 10 million, 20 million troops. So reducing like 20 million troops, their army max HP, is going to be much more impressive than trying to boost up your 2.3 million rally, etc. It's just not going to be as important. So the reduction one is the one that I went with, and it's the one that I would use as my third one. Now, as of right now, I only have the 3 unlocked, but I am actually trying to get this fourth one unlocked, the familiar slot 4. Quick note, you only need to get everything else here to level 7. You don't actually have to max it. So what I'm trying to do is, I'm trying to get this up to level 7 just so I get an idea of everything that you need. But to be honest, I think that all you have to do is just get all of these to 7 in a line. And then that'll let you take this one up to 7. And then once you get them all to 7, you can get the 4th slot. So eventually, what that's going to mean is, if you actually see like charts telling you how many tomes you need to finish up, you know, a specific tree, etc., and you get up to familiar battle slot 4, you don't actually add up all the tomes before him, because at level 7 is when you really start to use a bunch of tomes, especially 9 and 10. So just for the simple fact that you only got to get up to level 7, you are only going to need a fraction of the tomes that you may think that you need. So that is also going to be good. But I also have a plan for this, because obviously when I unlock this 4th slot, I'm going to need a 4th familiar. So the one that I actually went ahead and started to focus on is going to be this one, Tempestite. Now, I'm only at 86 out of 120. Now, I can probably get all 120 if I can just use a couple of speed ups and get them. But I'm taking it slow right now. But if you look at it, stuns one of your enemy's largest squads for 8 seconds when 10% of your troops have fallen. Now, this is another familiar that is going to be good overall, whether you're defending, whether you're attacking, whether you're sending a rally to a wander. This one is going to be really good. Now, of course, there are better familiars out there, like pretty much most of the tier 5s. The tier 4s are kinda, I'm on the fence on these, because summons a shield that protects 7% of your infantry troops from a killing blow when 12% of your infantry troops have fallen. It doesn't read like it does that amazingly, but I haven't tested it yet, so I'm not 100% sure. It doesn't sound that amazing. The one tier 4 that I actually do like, and I might get here in the future, is the Mega Maggot. Stuns all enemy heroes for 5 seconds when 15% of your troops have fallen. Now, if you know about squads and the squad attack damage that heroes do, that is a huge factor. So I can see this one being very useful. But the other tier 4s, they're kind of but keep in mind that there are other ones that are going to be releasing, because there are some tier 4s that do not have a skill, like for instance the Griffin. That one doesn't have a skill yet, so the tier 4 ones, they're gonna get some skills that we just don't know about yet, so we will see when they come out. Also, the tier 3 is pretty much the same. Like for instance, Mole Shaman doesn't have an army talent, so maybe these are gonna be the more defensive ones, the one that don't have a talent yet. Nosferes doesn't have a talent. I mean, and it's also so obvious, like this one is gonna be the infantry one, this is gonna be the cav one, and then range. Which one would be the range? Magus. It's all set up to, it just all makes sense. It just hasn't released. So those are going to be pending. But as of right now, these are the ones that I'm going to be focusing on. Of course, there are other ones that people like Pyrus. But look, I've seen Pyrus in action. And here's the thing. At the start of the battle, meaning it procs right away, grants a 60% boost to heroes' tactic skills, increasing squad attack dealt as damage to enemy troops for 10 seconds. That sounds great, but if you actually watch a battle with this, your troops don't even engage until there's only 5 or 4 seconds left of this boost. So it's really not that good. So that's why I kind of stayed away from this one, and I rather went with Tempestite. So as of right now, this is how I have my battalion. Infantry, obviously everything else is the same, but these are the familiars that I'm going to use. Obviously the infantry attack by 100% stacking. Then you have Last Dance, infantry max HP by 80%. And actually these two go really well together, because not only is my infantry attack going to increase by 100% when 10% of my troops are fallen, it is also going to go up the HP by 80%. So these two synergize perfectly. Not to mention that Drown Out is going to be active throughout the fight. It's a really good 3. And then of course, once I unlock that 4th one, Tempestite is going to be the one that's going to take that place. And I pretty much did the same thing for Cav, and then I did the same thing for ranged. So that's my plan right now. In the future, I'm gonna maybe try to get Mega Maggot. That's the one that I'm really looking to maybe get as far as the tier 4. Then Evil Weevil is actually really decent. Increases army max HP by 15%, and since it's tier 2, it's much cheaper, just like everyone else. So that's the way that I would suggest if you're looking to just up a couple of familiars. Find the one that synergizes with you the best and try to go for that. I would honestly try to stay away from the tier 1s, because a lot of these, like for instance, at the start of battle, increases range attack by 15%. And although that sounds great and it's tier 1, so it's super cheap, unless you just can't really look towards getting a level 2 or a level 3 maxed out, then maybe go for a level 1. Especially if you're free to play, then for sure try to up the level 1s, because that's going to be much more beneficial than like a level 2 tier 3 for instance. It's just but yeah, that's where my familiars are right now. Obviously I'm not really focusing on any of the level 5s, because they're super expensive. So yeah, but yeah, let me know what you guys have been doing with your familiar setup. Like I said, this may change depending on what new skills come out here pretty soon with the Griffin and all these other ones that don't have a skill. We don't know that yet, so I can only plan for what's already here. I can't tell you what is coming. Oh, by the way, before we leave, I wanted to go ahead and show you guys, because I did win Paladin, but unfortunately when Paladin was going on, I was pretty much on my way to the airport, so I couldn't really record it. Okay, decent. So I wanted to go ahead and show you guys what that's all about. Obviously I think I got 100,000 gems, which, if you know me, I love my gems, so that was a nice little boost. But let me open these chests here, because I do need a couple of them. And there we go. So here it is, gold chalice. So when you get this and you get the Paladin, obviously you're gonna get the legendary Jade Orb, Mutated Brain, and Queen Venom. And from what I'm seeing, every single Paladin, these items are actually different. I've seen the what is that called, the pearl. I've seen Bloodsucker, so it always changes. But the good thing is here is that I actually do need these, Mutated Brain and the Queen Venom, because I might start working on the Queen Bee Helm, maybe, and then the Mutated Brain for some scrolls. So this is actually going to be a nice little welcome addition, so let's go ahead and use it up, and there it is. That's the best drop ever. I mean, it's predetermined, but you know what I mean. It's really nice to get. First of all, the Orb and the Queen Venom, these drop rates suck, so I'm glad to be able to get that. The Mutated Brain is not so bad, but it's still decent, so it's really nice to get these 3 legendary items. A big shout out to the Guild K for backing me up, and the BTA family. But yeah, for real this time, this is where the video is gonna end. Appreciate you guys for watching, and until later, bye.